So it's time that we get these feeder pigs outside. Before we get them outside, I need to train them to electric fence. There's a lot of different methods of how people do it, but the method that I choose to use is to set up a wire in their stall while they're in this enclosed pen. Hey, are you trying to eat my gate? You can't eat my gate. You don't just want to put them out in a wire without any experience, because when they get into a new place, they go crazy, they run in circles, and they're, you know, excited, and they'll run right through it before they even realize that it shocked them, and it won't be effective at all. What are you trying to eat? You trying to eat my wall? So this is their pen. Here's their toilet on this side, right there. That's where their water is, and I feed them, well, they push the pails around all over the place. But I'm gonna go with this corner right here. I'm gonna set up a wire from somewhere about where they are right now to somewhere over there, just kind of cutting the corner through here. The other thing that I try to do is make sure that I can get the wire set up and they're not doing what they're doing right now, where they're just sniffing into everything. They'll do that while I'm in there trying to set it up if they're not distracted. So I always try to feed them while I'm getting it set up. These are just T-post insulators. I've not used this before, but I'm gonna try and see if they'll work on this gate somehow. Even something like that should work. Obviously I'm gonna go lower. I just need something that I can tie my wire to that'll keep it off of the gate. And then I need to do the same kind of thing on the cattle panel. Let's see, we get one like this. See, like that? This is what I don't want them doing while I'm setting up the wire, because then they won't really experience the wire. Hey, don't eat me, pig. You can't eat my insulator either. This one's already broken. This ground is hard. Not so bad. So I think I've got all my supplies rounded up. Got our energizer, portable energizer. Put the ground rod in here. Go ahead and get this prepped. That'll reach there. Ground clamp on the ground rod. And then I've just got a short length of the poly rope that we use. Now some people say use a, 12 gauge aluminum wire, and I've got some of that because it's the hottest, it's going to conduct the most, it's going to give them the hardest hit. I'm going with this because this is what they're going to be in outside. And if you give them a aluminum wire, it doesn't necessarily teach them that this white and black rope is going to shock them. So they kind of have to learn that all over again. If we put this and teach them that this is what's going to shock them, then when they see it when they get out here, to me, it's a better training. So I'm going to feed them so that they don't attack me while I'm trying to get this set up, and they don't start exploring it until it's hot. I made broth with our chicken bones. I got this nice bowl, and this is the first time these guys will have it, but in my experience, these guys, they love this stuff. So I'm gonna give them this to start out with, and then I'll give them their feed. But I'm gonna go give some of this to the coonies first and see what they do with it. You guys gonna eat some of this? You gonna eat those bones or not? Hey pigs. Hey pigs. You want this? Don't eat my boots. I always tie this rope in here on these insulators when I'm doing the ends. So that's our setup. We'll take our clamp it on there and turn it on. And now we just wait. And one thing to note, they are going to squeal when they touch it. It doesn't really hurt them, it just startles them. And the way these energizers work is it's a high voltage, low current, and it's a burst. You see this light flashing? When the light flashes, that's how long it's hot. So they may touch it for a second and not get shocked, and then when that hits, it shocks them. But it doesn't cause them any physical pain. I've touched it before, particularly with these portable energizers. It doesn't feel good, but it doesn't actually cause pain. And this is what allows us to give them a good life, to be able to easily move them around outside and not just be locked into a pen. If we don't utilize the electric fence, they're having to build pens for them, and they'd sit in one spot and not really live the way they're meant to be. Are you going to be the taker? It wasn't hard enough for you? You're going after my clips. There you go. You gonna try it? Big boy back there, still eating. Gotta clean the bowl. Only one left to try it. You gonna come try it, big boy? What do you think about it? That reaction wasn't as extreme as what I remember from last year. I'm wondering if because it's so dry here, we're just not grounding out as effectively and it's not hitting as hard. Well, Coonies, did you eat your bones? There's nothing in the bowls. No, I don't really see any bones laying around either. So we've got T-posts set up here already around this yard where we had this for the cows. Got to lower these insulators to match the other post. Just regular single strand wire and do 3 strands for the pigs. And just for an extra safety net, we're gonna go ahead and put a poultry net around the outside of that. So I think we're ready to release them. We got the whole wire around the outside set up, and then we've got a net that's kind of our double security. So all that's left is I need to pick up this energizer, remove that rope, and then open the gate and let them out. Hopefully they stay in. I'm gonna get it set up and get this fence hot before I open the gate, because that's the big thing, is making sure that they never have the opportunity to experience the fence when it's off. Open the gate. So my expectation is they'll eat down all this grass that has grown up, and then they'll start digging it up. There are some people that will move pigs like this around on pasture like every day to where they don't really have time to start rooting stuff up, and that's one option. But is that the third one? Now all 3 of them have experienced the fence out here. I could tell from how they're acting in the stall that they were very hesitant of the wire. It's in a different location. They're having to learn that, oh, it's the same thing. Might be some cow manure in here for you to eat. You gonna dig up the downspout? That's where we're starting. Something good in there. This is a big pile of cow manure and bedding that they're gonna turn for us. Part of the reason why we're putting them out here is, well, one, it's a good place because it's connected to the stall, but we used this when we first got the cows for their yard, and we're gonna use this in the winter. I had to clean out all the manure and bedding that was out here because it backs up right here and it can't drain. So I'd like to put a catch basin right here, right on this corner, and tie it into this downspout because that's kind of the low spot anyways. So I'm happy for them to dig this up. It's less digging I've got to do. You guys wouldn't dig things up like that, would you? Hey, pigs. Looks like you guys have been busy. It's been about 5 hours since we let them out here, and they've been doing some work. But that's good. That's why I wanted them out here. This area could use to be tilled up, and it got really compacted, and then we scraped off a lot of the bedding after the cows, and so it really could use to be worked up. That looks cozy. So what's next? I haven't done a channel update in a little while. Well, I'm out here right now in the woods scoping out where we're gonna get the pigs. They're gonna be in that spot for about a week or a week and a half. We are gonna be putting them in a different part of the woods on our property where we haven't had them before, so there is a little bit of prep work and cleanup to do to get ready for that. So we've got some brush to clean up, and then we'll need to set up a source fence. We have a couple more animal infrastructure, things like that, and then we're gonna be back in the shop, hopefully, if I can find some time to get back to the truck, and a couple other projects in the shop we need to work on. So that's the plan for what we got coming up in the next little while, and who knows, probably some other things that I don't know about yet, but that's just the way it goes. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you back here on our next one.